handle the truth.
Good evening. Welcome to Can't Handle the Truth Movies. I'm Chris, this is James, and we're going to start with Sisu, The Road to Revenge. A man returns to dismantle his family's house where they were murdered in war to rebuild it elsewhere, when a killer, a Red Army commander, tracks him down and a brutal cross-country pursuit begins. So, Sisu, the original one, was is a classic. It's just one of those films that appeared out of nowhere and was brilliant.
It hasn't been one I've actually seen until this week, but I'd heard a lot of good things about it, and yeah.
And so I thought, well, that one did so well, we'll make a second one.
Can I just make a comment on the first one?
Yes, you can.
As I've not actually seen it before. It wasn't the same movie in any way, but it gave me undertones of that. Do you remember that Valhalla Rising movie?
Yeah.
Where he's just quiet throughout the whole movie, but then he's just super brutal at the same time. It wasn't the same, but it gave me certain vibes similar to that.
It did the same in this. I like that because it's not an English film, and I'm not really a great fan of subtitles or badly dubbed films.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, when I watched the first one, I thought, oh, I'm never going to like this. And I watched it when it came out. And I thought, oh, that's great, because he doesn't talk a lot. And then so it means there's not a great deal to try and keep up with.
He's more of an action speak louder than words kind of guy, to put it lightly. Yeah.
So with this one, I thought, don't give him some long speech or anything like that. And there's a bit when he's in that carriage,
yeah,
at the end, I was like, don't you dare sit down and have a conversation with these guys. And he doesn't. He just says, and this is for you. And that's pretty much it. And I was like...
It does have a good train scene in it.
And I was happy. I really enjoyed this film. It's if you watch the first one and you're into that kind of just gory, ridiculous, crazy action film where it's almost unbelievable how this guy survives all the time, then you watch the first one, you enjoy the first one, you love the first one, you're probably going to enjoy and love this one. I personally don't think it's quite as good, but it is still a very good action film with some more comedy, I think, thrown in a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So my take is it's the first time I watched them back to back. I thought I got to see it, and then I went to see the other one. The crossover I came up with, based on themes, not the movie itself, but was almost John Wick meets Saw. Like he was just on this road to revenge, as you call it. His family, he's moving what's left of his family's home after being slaughtered. There was a bit at the beginning where he's like, just be still. You know, the guy that's killed his family, and at that point when he let them go, I was like, why on earth would he let them go? And I kind of got the feeling that he likes the chase, like, because it's made out that he's coming up from his gold being taken. It wasn't the first one, but in this one it's kind of like, I think he enjoyed it. Because he could have just killed him.
I think
he could have just killed him there and then in the spot.
I think the point of revenge is sometimes it needs to be more than just.
He wanted to play the cat and mouse. And
but I think he wanted to also,
in a good way.
Anyone else kind of even slightly involved, he could draw them all in, just wipe so many people. I mean, this one, I thought the bad guys in the first one, the Nazis, had a bit more character to them. This one, I felt like the Russians were a bit more like cannon fodder almost. Just in and out.
Well, the only thing that really took me out of the film, like I said, with any film, is that some bits were just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would say my quote was like from John Wick. John Wick's awesome. Everyone loves John Wick. But when he's just going plat, 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 and he's just invincible, it's like it takes away more.
His jacket and
it takes away more than it adds when it was, because they can't be touched, kind of thing. And in the first one, not the one we'll just watch, but he had that guy on his back, and there's like a 50, 30, 40, 50 caliber gun shooting him in the back. It would have just gone straight through him. Like, just them bits. But it didn't ruin it. That's just me being picky. The film is what it is, and it's a fun film. It's very brutal, and you know, I didn't get bored at any point watching it.
No, it's paced really well.
It's just the right amount. So for a first viewing, I would actually love to see a third one, and you know, just keep them coming. I don't care.
10 then. Where are you going?
I just from being picky, I enjoyed myself, and I'd recommend to watch these if you like an action film, a brutal film, a revenge film, a man of purpose. 6.8 for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much, to be fair, I'm in the
I don't
same
know what he's going
ballpark.
to say.
I was thinking around the 6.7 mark, but you know what? I'll just agree with you for ease. Like, yeah,
Do you know, with some of our scores, I've been reflecting on like lower films. I'm thinking, no, some of these films are actually a little bit better. And this one was one that I had lower down. And then I thought, you know what, actually, compared to a lot of films, I actually quite enjoyed myself watching this
yeah.
film.
I
So
think we need
let's bump it up a little bit. It's not going to be like one for the history books or anything, but it's a really good entertainment.
6.8
6.8 for
done.
Sisu.
So we're going to move on then, relatively quickly, to
Very quickly,
really similar film.
what we got next?
The next film we're going to look at,
We've got Mr. Wahlberg.
The Family Plan 2.
Yes.
So again, this is another.
Was you surprised when I said let's review The Family Plan 2 with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, because you've not been too kind to him lately.
He's all right. I just
So I watched the first one, and like most people, I thought, yeah, this is a good film. It was quite interesting. There was some good comedy, some good dark bits. The bit where he inevitably gets his dad and all of that, and yeah, I thought great, brilliant. I enjoyed it, and then when I started the second one, I was like, that's quite quick. It's come out quite quickly, which in my head would say it was written quite quickly, and then made, produced, and stuff all quite quickly. Not necessarily a bad thing, but generally when you rush something, you lose some of what made the first one good. So this one, a former government,
almost like The Matrix.
yeah,
Sorry.
a former government operative is attacked, forcing him and his family to go on the run again. Pursued across the country, he protects his loved ones while confronting his dark past and deadly enemies.
I've got a few things to say about this film.
You got a few, okay?
One, I just want to. I know we're just jumping in. We usually do with the plotting out a bit more first, but the first thing that I found super, it's in the UK.
Right, yeah.
Well, not all of it, but at a certain point they go to the UK and they rob a bank. The police turned up. That would never happen in this country if a crime was committed, that the police would turn up. Anyway, that scene.
They turned up with guns and chase them down the back alley.
I know, but anyway, he robs that bank with his brother. And
played by Kit Harington.
Oh, was it Kit Harington?
Yeah, Jon Snow.
I was going to say it would have been good to have that guy played by Kit Harington because it looked like him. Honestly, I wrote that down to make that a point. Was it really Kit Harington? Okay, well there you go. It was Kit Harington. So they're in the bank. Unfortunately,
out-acted Mark Wahlberg quite a lot.
Look,
in this film,
he says to him about getting out in that, but when they come out of the bank, he immediately waves his gun around and start. But if he didn't do that, they had a very good chance of just leaving the bank. And also how quickly he got through that security in the bank. Literally, Ocean's 11, Mission Impossible, lots of other films would have ended very, very quickly if this guy was in them, because he would just be like, problem, hacked, done, got the diamond, we're out. It was no issue at all getting in that bank. But I guess that's his character, and it's the kind of... Is it a family film?
It's a family.
It is a family film.
Holiday film.
Yeah. I was just trying to think who's this film for. It is a family film, I think. But yeah, just a couple of silly points from me.
My issue was, so the first one had some really interesting, like, fun, clever bits. This one had some scenarios that were almost like oh, this is an impossible scenario, and you're waiting for something clever, but what happens is just convenient.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Like the kid's dad at the end.
Yeah.
And he was mentioning it all the way through, and you're like, we know he's someone that's just going to let them off. There was no...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, don't do that. Yeah. It's a perfectly fine family action holiday film, which tells you that being a holiday film, the quality is not as good. Like, it's watchable. You'll sit there and watch it. There are some really fun bits. It's enjoyable, but it's generally it's just a film. It's not
just a film.
It's just a Mark Wahlberg simple family film.
I just have to check what my score was now.
I'm going to jump straight in and go 5.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.7.
Look at that.
I'm not going to say
And
it's what
he checked it.
I'm not going to say on the tin. That thing where I say it's on the tin.
You get what
But
you.
it is
You
just
know
literally.
exactly
If you
what
saw
you're
the
gonna
first one, it's a silly family. If it's on, it's inconsequential. But there's plenty of other better films to choose for the holiday.
get. Yeah, but if you haven't seen it,
so we've got 5.6 for it.
it's not going to upset you. You'll watch it and go, yeah, fair enough. Some good bits, some daft bits.
Yeah.
Pretty standard film. There we go. That's that one.
So, as you may have noticed, we're doing a whole show where we're just doing all the movies for the week back to back. So you don't have to wait for them all to come out. You can just watch all of our
in one
convenient
swoop.
swoop.
They will all come out separately.
So I thought I'd add a little quick fire around here for Chris, just to see what his preferences are in terms of actors, actresses, just as a little bit of trivia here. Right, so it's either or.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Everyone's either or, so
Brad
just pick
Pitt,
one.
George Clooney.
Brad Pitt.
Oh. Benedict Cumberbatch. There would be some funny in Benedict.
That guy, yeah.
I actually like him. I want to say his name quickly. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
Michael Fassbender.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one's
by quite a long way, because like the Sherlock Holmes TV series and stuff like that, like his acting in The Hobbit, and like it's
sure. This one's going to be difficult for you. Selena Gomez, Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
Okay.
Desperado.
Yeah.
Like great films.
She was on. I know it's not one of your favorites. Dusk Till Dawn.
I used to love Dusk Till Dawn, and then I watched it again, and I was like, oh,
no, I don't.
That's not as good as I thought it was.
Okay, classic one. I already know the answer to this. Van Damme, Seagal.
Van Damme.
Right, okay. Just making sure. Oh, that was just more of a mental check on Chris there. Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell.
Jim Carrey by a mile. A
really?
Massive mile.
I never thought you was going to say that.
Oh, no. Jim Carrey is a master of his craft. And
Will Ferrell used to work
done some
under
great
him.
films.
Yeah.
But as he's got older, he's just got lazy. Whereas Jim Carrey's got older, and he's done some silly films, but he's actually tried to do some really serious acting in some films, and he's pulled it off really well.
I would agree with you. Okay, Dane DeHaan or Jesse Eisenberg. Dane DeHaan was in A Cure for Wellness, and he was in that film Chronicle. And the other, but just if you're not quite sure who he is, the other one's Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, I'm not saying he's a bad guy,
so similar.
Yeah.
I'll go with Dane, actually, because that Chronicles film actually...
it was not bad for
a really low budget.
Found footage.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Mark Wahlberg, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
Or Mark Wahlberg?
Alan Rickman. You're talking about Reacher.
Is it Richardson? With the big massive guy.
I'm so confused now. I think it's
But you're not saying
Alan Rickman. Yeah, he's better than Mark Wahlberg.
But Mark Wahlberg. Okay, I guess covered that. Next one. Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
Seth Rogen, T.J. Miller.
Oh, I don't like either of them.
Oh, you got to pick one, Chris.
Seth Rogen.
Okay, I like them both. To be honest,
T.J. Miller's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, isn't he?
Probably. he's in Deadpool. He's in quite a few.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is I think T.J. Miller's, if he wasn't aware, has had more of a range of stuff. He's usually always a comedian, but he's appeared in more different shows, whereas Seth Rogen's always in a Seth Rogen film.
Yeah.
And the last one, it's the most important one. Stone Cold Steve Austin or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Who's the other one?
They're both Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which one would you like to pick?
Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin's a legend, isn't he?
There we go. Right, that's just a little segment.
Can I borrow this?
What, my phone?
Yeah. Just how it is. Let's reverse this.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt or George Clooney?
Brad Pitt.
Oh, you gave me... You were, oh, really?
No, because I thought... yeah, okay.
Okay.
No, I prefer Brad Pitt. George Clooney.
Benedict Cumberbatch or Michael
Mine's
Fassbender?
Fassbender, 100%. I agree with what you said. Cumberbatch is solid, but for me, Michael Fassbender just has better movies. I'm not knocking your Sherlock or anything. That is a TV series, and in terms of movies, Michael Fassbender comes from like small, tiny Channel 4 movies all the way up to massive epic movies, and he's just got such a big range, and he's a great actor. But both very good.
Selena Gomez, Salma Hayek.
I'm going to go with Selena Gomez because you said Salma Hayek, and I don't want anyone to feel left out this Christmas.
In what film?
I can't name you a film she's in,
Exactly.
but she's in that Murders in the Building, and I watched the first season, and I didn't know who did it, so I didn't know.
I quite like Only Murders in the Building. Van Damme.
It's Van Damme. That's just.
I didn't even. Say.
I love Steven Seagal movies. I just prefer Van Damme.
Jim Carrey or Will Ferrell?
Jim Carrey, 100%.
See?
The original.
Dane Dan? Jesse Eisenberg.
It's Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan, sorry.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Sorry.
I did write it in James language, by the way. So.
I realised.
I love Dane DeHaan in Cure for Wellness. I'm going to go with him.
Yeah.
I don't mind Jesse Eisenberg and stuff he's meant to be him in. Like, really depressing stuff with a loser in. No offence, but he plays that really well. He's got no... Like, even when he's Lex Luthor, and when he's did anything outside of his Jesse Eisenberg box, it's just...
Doesn't have the charisma
it's just not good, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg, Alan Richardson.
I'm going to Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I thought you would after you kept saying his name.
No, because I knew he was going to pick Alan, so...
Yeah, because, I mean, like, the Reacher TV show's great.
No, he's probably better. That's why I prefer Mark Wahlberg. Because
Mark Wahlberg's done some great films that I don't even think did that one. Max Payne, like, the game was amazing, and when the film came out, I loved it. But I was also like,
but he was in The Happening.
Yeah, okay.
And Transformers, whichever one it was he was in that we don't want to talk about.
Johnny Knoxville or Sean William Scott?
I like both, but I just have a soft spot for Johnny Knoxville because I just love him, Johnny Knoxville. He's a complete nut job.
Okay, no, that's fine. Seth Rogen, TJ Miller.
That is a hard one, actually. I'm like, yeah, they're both all right. I'm going to go with TJ Miller.
Okay.
Just because he's in more different films, like I said.
Yeah, okay. Stone Cold, Dwayne Johnson.
It's Stone Cold. Even if it is Stone Cold or Stone Cold.
It's Stone Cold or Stone Cold.
And you could have put Stone Cold or any other actor in the world, and it still would have been Stone Cold. You could have put Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who's a better actor, Stone Cold Steve Austin or Daniel Day-Lewis? Or who else we got? Tom Cruise. Stone Cold Steve Austin's better.
Yeah, why hasn't he got an Oscar?
Don't even go there.
Right, we're moving on now.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Because we're running out of time and daylight.
You let me know when you're ready and I'll...
That's fine. What we're doing first, no other choice.
No other choice.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Bam, bam.
Okay, let's go.
So, the next film we're going to look at is No Other Choice. After being unemployed for several years, a man devises a unique plan to secure a new job. Eliminate his competition. I feel that's how it should be
Based
said.
on the novel The Axe by Donald E. Westlake.
Okay, so this is a Korean film?
It's a South Korean film.
So yes.
I find...
Is it like a dark comedy?
They call it a black comedy or a dark comedy. Basically, the premise... This guy is... It sets up really well with his family. He's got the best life, his kids, he's got his dogs having a little barbecue, his job's going great. He ends up getting axed from his job when he doesn't think he's going to be the one. And he is losing everything because he's gone from basically a middle line. He works at a paper company. They love paper and what they do.
Okay.
But he's now working at a smaller job, so he just can't afford stuff and whatnot. So he's decided to keep everything the way it is because the house is the one he grew up in, and as he was a kid, he moved around and all this. He was going to do anything it takes. And when he says anything it takes, he literally has decided to... Because he can't get there's only one other company that can hire him in the paper thing. He's just decided to kill all the other candidates or people that could possibly get the job over him. But it's done in like these South Korean stories have a really good way of storytelling. They put lots and lots of scenes in that I think in Americanized versions you'd say there's too many scenes, but they get it just right on this is this bit, and keeping it moving and flowing with the story. There is a couple of points where it does slow down, but yeah, it's quite good. And Rotten Tomatoes has got 100% critic rate as it stands at the minute, and I don't think it's that good. But they do. You've also got this guy did. What did he do? The director did.
The Old Boy.
He did Old Boy, and other South Korean films would be like Parasite and Memoirs of Murder and what it is, and some of them are very good. I wouldn't place this as highly as any of them.
What's really interesting is I said in an earlier review today that I don't really like films where you got like subtitles and stuff like that, and then I'm just like, but they're all really good films. So maybe I don't mind films with subtitles if they're good enough.
This is the thing that will put some people off, is that it's got subtitles. But if you've not used the subtitles, this would be a good one to start with, because it's not got just loads and loads of intricate details happening throughout. It's very easy to follow. And if you can't do subtitles, you really are missing out on some, from all around the world, just much better films than America. A lot of the American ones copied, which a lot of people wouldn't see. But this film's also really good looking. It's directed like masterfully. There's lots of bonsai, South Korean atmosphere and tree. It's very beautifully shot. It's very beautifully shot film.
For its looks.
But yeah, the downside I'd have to this is that it's got a couple of moments where it's a bit slower, and also it's very horrific, but also funny at the same time. But the funniness isn't really that funny, and the horror isn't really that horrific. And there's some, like, I don't know, it's a very awkward film, which it's meant to be.
You love that.
Yeah, I liked it. But to me, the conclusion of the film wasn't as strong as in some of the other South Korean films that come out. But that being said, it was very good. I don't really want to go into too much detail on certain scenes, but there's like one scene where he's going to cut a body up, and he deals with it in a different way, how he might deal with his bonsais, and his like son's on the roof, but he's like tented up round the greenhouse, and his son see him from the top and stuff. And there's like things that have to be explained, the police catching on to things or not catching on to things. Yeah, it's a really good film. If you've not watched anything that's like South Korean or from other countries, it would be a good one to start with. Yeah.
So, as you said, Rotten Tomatoes at the moment gives it 100% critic score, which is ridiculous. Because like
it's made really well.
But they always do this. Nothing's 100%.
No, of course not.
So, out of 10, because we're the critics that people should listen to.
Basically, it is good, but I'm going to give it a flat 7.
Flat 7.
Because
that's recommend. So, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to go highly recommended, but I really thought, like, out of all the other options of like Parasite and all the other ones I just listed, I would rather watch any one of them more than this one. But this one was still really good. And again, it's not the traditional kind of film we would review, like action and all that sort of stuff. But it's
the bits of comedy that I liked when this film, like there's a bit when he picks up the plant pot. He's gonna like
that's when he comes up with the idea to kill everybody.
But what I really liked about it is like he's picked up the plant pot and it's full of water because it's a plant pot and people and it's just dripping all over it.
Yeah.
And I like those little intricacies that you put into films. They don't have to do it.
You can see this guy's brain ticking as the film progresses, and it's half like well thought out and half he's just going straight for it. But yeah, have you got a score for it?
I think 7's a good, really good number. I think
it's a really good number. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You've kind of gone, yeah, this is where I think it should be at, and I think that's about right. I think I'd say
this film will definitely get rated higher.
Yeah.
By critics, because this will be a very critically loved film.
Without being rude as well, because it's foreign, they tend to get higher rated anyway. Because people like to go, oh well, it's not because it's subtitles and stuff. It's more intelligent. I shouldn't say that, but like that's how critics tend to be.
I would agree with you, like with the point you're making, but also not all of them at all, but a lot of them are just better.
Yeah.
So 7 for No Other Choice.
Okay, so that brings us to the next film, which is The Thing with Feathers. So this is Benedict Cumberbatch's new film. So after a tragic loss, a grieving father tries to raise his young sons whilst dealing with an unlikely, unpredictable, and uninvited house guest.
Yeah, this one was adapted by the novel Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. And I've never read a book in my life, but we seem to be quoting where the stuff's coming from. That's where it came from. Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch immediately is the best thing about the film. He puts in an awesome performance. He's about his grieving over he's lost his wife very suddenly. And basically, this crow is the physical manifestation of his grief and his despair and all that. But they do, however, capture in the first part of the film something much more despairing. When he's burnt, he's trying to look after his kids and that as his wife's gone and she did everything. And he's burned all the toast. You know, when it's black and you just start scraping it into the sink. And then you get that like watery, burnt toast in the sink and still rubbish toast. And I was like, that was just as much a resemblance of despair as was the bloody crow. But yeah, it was done really well. But there was some parts left a bit unclear, including a physical beak fight between the crow and a demon. And I watched it through just the once, and I didn't really sit down and analyze it too much. You have to bear with me. I'm sure there'll be someone who gives a much more like in-depth explanation of it. But just towards the end, I was like, "What? Why is he pecking?" I was like, "What's going on?" But yeah, the wife as well. They try and bring her in a little bit to show who she was and that, but you never really see her. They never really develop her, and you don't really have the understanding that, like, you can understand his pain in that, but you don't understand really like any personal connections between him and his wife, like any token parts of like what happened between her and him. It's just like she was a wife, he was a husband, so of course he's in despair, which is fine. But they could have
expanded on the relationship,
done some
the
nods,
love, and
nods to the wife a little bit more specifically. This film reminded me of very similar to a completely different take, completely different movie. Adam Sandler in The Spaceman. Have you seen that one?
with the alien that he befriends.
With the spider. Well, it's an alien. It looks like a spider. This was very, very similar.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's a film I loved and would never watch again because it made me so upset.
Yeah.
I was watching. I'm too emotional. But this was a similar kind of thing, but just a bit more. It was a bit more on the nose and
not quite as well done.
For me, The Thing with Feathers, it's 6.5. And it's getting
that just came out. The thing with 6.5.
It's 6.5 because you know the film itself is probably like around a 5, but Benedict Cumberbatch in it is great. He has a good thing going on with his kids. The kids performed really well. It's a very believable family. There's not much development though that really carries the film or brings you into it. So
without Benedict Cumberbatch, it would be a waste of time.
It wouldn't be a waste of time because if you've had similar experience and stuff, it's very relatable and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not like
you know when I say I feel good though if you've had similar experiences to relate to it, is it?
The difference is with that spider one of Adam Sandler is that you watch that and there's points it was very relatable and it was, I don't know, it just had an essence to it. This film just is very bleh.
Straight down the line.
My review has just gone from trying to be like really smart to just being bleh. So yeah, 6.5.
6.5. But what I did like is that you brought an Adam Sandler film into the equation when the next film that we're going to do is called J. Kelly, which stars Adam Sandler, George Clooney, I think Isla Fisher. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have time to see this film, which is annoying because I really wanted to.
I won't just say blur in this review.
Right. Famous movie actor J. Kelly, George Clooney, embarks on a journey of self-discovery, confronting his past and present with his devoted manager, Ron. So, it's a humour-filled, pitched at the intersection of regrets and glories.
Yeah, so he basically loses his manager. It starts off with him like just doing a scene and introducing his character and that. It shows you that Adam Sandler's his right-hand man, basically. It always gone about how he takes 15% of his cut, but they've got it's based around this guy's life as a mega. He's basically being himself almost, which is why it's quite believable. But the impact of his stardom. It shows you the perspective from how it affects him, his family, Adam Sandler's family. Like it just shows you all the different ways in which the mask of like his persona is one way, but then he is in it as a normal human being when he decided to travel through Europe and be on the train with the normal people and sit in not in the because he's going around with security now all his life in private jets and he just sits with the people and he just starts chatting with them normally and stuff and you just get to see the difference between the mask and the real him
Yeah.
and the basically all, how it affects everyone else and it was a bit on the nose. It was good and it was very good being George Clooney and Sandler. But again, if you put different actors in it, wouldn't have been as watchable. It was very, very, very on the nose of what it was doing. And a lot of the smaller stories, like with his dad and other bits that started as like backing stories, never really came to any kind of conclusion or had any development in them. So the main story is he just gets on the train, tries to make amends with one of his children and all that. And it's very...
Oh God, you said blur.
Oh yeah, damn it! I said I wasn't going to do that. Yeah,
What does that mean?
it's a good character-driven film, so you follow the characters in it, but there isn't actually much that actually happens. Is what I'm trying to say.
This is a Netflix film, isn't it?
Yeah, so the ending of it is basically him watching a tribute to himself and his life and his career, and it's looking at the impacts it's had, like I said. But that really is the whole story. There isn't any like scenes other than character interactions that you'd be like, oh, but this bit happened. There's not like one funny bit you can quote where apart from there's one bit where he chases down a guy who's stolen a phone. But other than that, it's just starts and kind of ends. So, yeah, it was a tricky one for me because it's a very different type of film to what I'd be used to.
Okay.
But all made well, all acted well, all done well. But it just, so what? For some people, this will just miss off it. Some people will really like it, but for a lot of people, I think this will miss.
So where would you give this out of 10 then?
I gave it 6.3 because it's George Clooney, it's Adam Sandler, everyone's good in it, it's made really well. I thought the ending where they go to the tribute, I thought it was going to be like some sort of negative thing happens where he kind of like comes to some grand epiphany or conclusion. He's like, but this and this guy was so good to me, so therefore this or something was, or someone was going to get shot, or there was going to be a twist or something. There just isn't. It's just about a guy. The impact his career's took on his life. It's not a midlife crisis. It's kind of a midlife crisis, but it isn't as well. He's kind of actually becoming, because all the stuff he does is more beneficial to him. Then in a midlife crisis, you're just like, oh, you like breaking down. So yeah, it's just a pleasant story. I don't think I'd ever watch this again.
Okay.
So yeah, 6.3. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I can't say anything.
No.
I was excited because I like the films that Adam Sandler's done recently where he
Adam
does more
Sandler was
acting.
solid, yeah. He didn't. The thing is, I like Adam Sandler when he's doing acting and not just. I get his comedy bit now, but when he's just
Shouting.
doing the same thing over and just shouting and making silly noise, he didn't do any of that in this movie, and that's why it got a 6.3 and not a 5.
That's why some of his comedy films, like some of his best ones are like Big Daddy and stuff like that, when they've got like actual acting and like some actual emotional depth to them.
I mean, it's obviously worked for him.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's the time and a place for it. But like when you're doing a film like this, it's just so not what Adam Sandler films are. He doesn't need to do that. That's all I'm saying.
I wipe my own ass. I'm sure that's a sign.
Yeah.
The line.
Shall we round the show up for
Yeah,
that note?
6.3 is what you're giving that.
That's
that's
big range of movies this week.
5 movies. They're all very different from each other.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, every one this week is at least worth a watch. I'm not saying every film will be for everybody, but there was a lot of big names out there. Like some weeks we're like picking and choosing the films. This week it's got a lot of A-list actors out there. You got like South Korean, American. You got Benedict Cumberbatch, arguing of a big bird, literally. It's literally a big, massive bird. And also I liked that bird was all done like with dress and stuff. It wasn't a CGI bird that they could have just. It was done. It looked really good. So yeah, good range this week.